People with a spiritual gift are affected by these strange things, signs who are highly spiritual chosen one. Welcome back to another video. I appreciate you checking out this video. Let's begin today's episode. Everyone has some innate talent. Some talents are obvious and straightforward to articulate and acknowledge. But these latent talents set us apart from the herd, and at times give us a sense of the miraculous and the quirky. Spiritual gifts such as these might help us look beyond our everyday struggles. Spirituality is commonly linked to self-improvement and development. Spiritual abilities aren't always easy to take. If you have one and want a regular life, you need to master your power and take charge of your circumstances. This video will discuss 10 of the more out-there experiences common among those with exceptional spiritual abilities. Some gifts are easy to recognize, while others need more effort on your part. It may be difficult to identify one's spiritual gifts. Therefore, many individuals may be unaware that they exist. It's easy to feel lucky or cursed when other people recognize your spiritual skills or when you recognize them in yourself. Most likely, you don't appreciate your strengths and even regard them as a hindrance. You have only ever regarded them as a potential threat. What then can you do? What steps can you take to begin appreciating who you are as a spiritually gifted individual? How can you learn to recognize the source of the burden you perceive? As painful as they may be, realize that light will eventually shine through and reveal your actual calling. When it comes down to it, how do you spot a spiritually talented individual and what influences them? We are all talented in some form before we delve any farther into the issue of spiritual gifts. While some people excel in logical or linguistic pursuits, others are particularly gifted in artistic endeavors such as mathematics, languages, teaching, writing, music, etc. Your heightened sensitivity due to your spiritual gifts, which you may view as a disadvantage, has numerous practical implications. People who are spiritually endowed or highly sensitive have a considerably more intense experience of processing information. They have heightened perceptual abilities and can pick up information quickly. Their mental processes are always running at full speed. They have an easier time picking up new information. People with this trait are typically praised for their accelerated learning or high IQ, but only in contexts where the material is personally engaging and requires them to exercise discretion and originality. Studying will be a miserable ordeal if this isn't the case. This causes people to push back. They have become used to everything going smoothly, but now they've labeled everything. The things that can only harm a spiritually gifted person begin manifesting in their lives. Now let's look at 10 of the more out-there experiences common among those with extraordinary spiritual abilities. Number 1. The energy around them has a profound impact on them. Those with spiritual gifts can't escape the forces that surround them. Most gifted people can only assist in integrating them, while others can choose to ignore them. A spiritually sensitive person can be profoundly affected by the atmosphere of a room. Number 2. Their nightmarish visions and dreams look and feel like real memories. Those with heightened spiritual abilities often report terrifying dreams that go far beyond the realm of the merely fantastic. When we sleep, the curtain between the worlds is at its thinnest, allowing spirits and other non-human entities to speak to us through our subconscious. It happens more often than you might imagine that these folks talk to gifted people as they sleep. They frequently experience sleeplessness. Those endowed with supernatural powers are more likely to experience terrifying dreams with significant meaning. You can use the information provided by these dreams to devise strategies for preventing their occurrence. Dreams can serve as a warning or a glimpse into impending peril. Number 3. People with a spiritual gift often attract the attention of strangers and odd types. People with spiritual gifts tend to meet a lot of strangers who are in need of some healing, whether it be mental, emotional, physical, or spiritual. On the flip side, conventional wisdom holds that it's completely insane, but mainstream culture actually frequently heads in that direction. These folks aren't quite as crazy as they seem. The truth is that they have been enlightened, but are still struggling to comprehend it. Their subconscious searches for someone more enlightened. Therefore, it is no surprise that they end up seeking advice from someone with supernatural abilities. Number 4. Awakening occurs between 3 and 4 in the morning. It's called the witching hour as well. Magical activity or unusual occurrences could be bolstered around this time of day because it is thought to be when the magical energies are at their peak. Therefore, having trouble sleeping or waking up at certain times may indicate that you have a spiritual gift. Instead of panicking out if this happens to you, try engaging in activities like prayer or meditation that can help you control or harness your abilities. In most cases, they have a lot of issues during the witching hour. People who are very endowed spiritually always seem to awaken in the wee hours of the morning. No matter how late they went to bed or how long they were awake, they always manage to awaken during the night's darkest hours. That they are more in sync with the cosmos than they give themselves credit. How frequently do you awaken in the wee hours of the morning? Number 5. They have strong empath characteristics. Those with typical special spiritual abilities can sense and feel the emotions of those around them, even though not told. Those endowed with spiritual abilities are always willing to assist those in need in overcoming negative states of mind. It's not uncommon for people to go out of their way to make someone who's having a poor day feel better. Empathy is a hallmark quality of those endowed with spiritual gifts. The knack for picking up on the emotions of individuals around you, even if they aren't explicitly expressed. Those blessed with the ability to see spirits are always willing to provide a hand to those who are suffering emotionally. Sometimes they go to great lengths to ensure the person remains in a poor mood till he feels good. Number 6. They have a natural affinity towards animals. When compared to humans, animals have superior senses. They have an olfactory sense that allows them to detect negative or positive feelings. This enables them to pick up on our energy fields, which is why they are drawn to the spiritually attuned among us. Because of these people's spiritual energy, they are drawn to be around them. Number 7. They have a strong spiritual sense that can predict the weather. They're born with the ability to predict when a storm will hit. They know that it will rain even if the sky is clear. They may be able to tell when the weather is about to change or the seasons are about to change because their talents are intrinsically linked to the natural world, and they have a deep connection to the spirit of the natural world. Number 8. They can detect unpleasant energies quite easily. They scan the room like human energy radars the moment they set foot in it. Their radar is so sensitive that it picks up on the tiniest amounts of negativity. When they enter a room, they can instantly tell whether something awful has happened there before their very eyes, and they can also tell what others are thinking and feeling just by looking at them. The ability to sense harm is not meant to torment people. They can utilize their talent to determine where they should sit, what needs to be healed, and what they should avoid when they feel their spiritual vitality dwindle. Because of their extreme sensitivity, they are able to pick up on good vibes more effectively than most people. Number 9. They always attract animals. Animals have a habit of gravitating toward persons with a strong spiritual connection. They attract animals because their presence is so welcoming and comforting. People who are naturally gifted tend to have sunny dispositions and generous hearts. Number 10. It's easy for them to become overwhelmed. It's easy for them to become overwhelmed. Gifted people are constantly overburdened. They take on the emotions of others around them, preparing them for a great deal of suffering. Those with an understanding of their abilities can learn to manage stress, but it's next to impossible to do so without the ability to exercise self-control under pressure. In light of this, the first thing you can do right now is to become conscious of all the undesirable habits in your life. Second, in order to begin appreciating life's pleasures and delights more, you need to do the things you don't want to do. Doing so will increase your feelings of stability, belonging, contentment, and fulfillment. Can we all agree that this is a desirable outcome? If any of these descriptions sound familiar, it may be time for you to do some introspective thinking and come to your conclusions. You will soon be moving on to greater and more rewarding opportunities. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.